seconds remain.
Phoenix going to be picked up here by TNC. Like Neon Esports. Going to their third pickup.
Did take them a while in that pickup as well. They did think about that hard. Do see the Wind Ranger come out for Neon, so an interesting one. Whether or not what role it takes, maybe Play Hard plays the Wind Ranger, maybe your Podge does as well. You've got some options here for Neon in terms of that flexibility. TNC with a Phoenix, well, we've seen Febby play this a couple of times. It does start to indicate perhaps a Tim's Shadow Shaman. I still don't know how to feel about that one. Unless they run the KP Phoenix, the Febby Shadow Shaman instead, save the Tim's Hero for another pick. Could be possible. Core Phoenix not as popular though. So again, we've got to see what the game plan is for TNC as they start digging into reserve time once more.
All right.
Radiant's turn to pick.
The Bloodseeker does come out. I suppose a very strong pickup up against the Mars, the Wind Ranger. Just going to be quite annoying for them to be up against that Blood, and we have seen plenty of Bloodseeker being played by by KP on TNC. Neon Esports, their fourth pickup now. They are lacking 2 cores. I imagine this should be a Pos 4 Wind Ranger. Pretty standard stuff. Neon. Maybe go for the Pos 1 here. Leave the Yopaj Shura till last. Unless he's planning to play the mid Wind Ranger, which I guess could be a possibility, but...
It is Radiant spam.
Okay, maybe he is. They go for the AA pick.
Yeah, I mean, they could maybe run core AA. That has really faded out for, what, a few years now, Mike? But more than likely the Wind Ranger now. AA, of course, gives him a good way of stopping the heals, not only from the Morphling, but the Phoenix Sunray. Even the Bloodseeker is not going to sustain himself in front when the Ice Blast flies through. So a solid pickup for Neon. You have a nice setup with the Mars anyway. I think there is a lot of potential in the Wombo combo. We do have to see what Scam picks up, as it is looking like they're saving her. No, actually, sorry, we do have to see what Natsumi plays here, as we've got to see what the Pos 1 will come out to face off against that Morph. So options are starting to be limited as the bans do come in. TNC, you talked about the Bloodseeker a bit, but Egg plus Bloodright is pretty nice. Shackles plus Bloodright is pretty much a guarantee as well. So you do have some good synergy coming out. Not as much solid control on the wide AoE, but your single target is really hammered in with the Shadow Shaman. Just have to see what else comes out here, as looks like we are just going to wait for our mid hero and what our Mel wants to play. So looks like the Kunkka does slide through this time if they want that. Has stayed unbanned. They could easily just go into it and tie up that durability they can get with the Kunkka.
All right. Neon Esports, final pickup.
10 seconds remain.
Looking for that Natsumi hero.
5 seconds remain.
They do have the PA. If Natsumi does want to take, he doesn't have any kind of inbuilt power with the Magnus this game, but could work out for them.
Dyer's turn to pick.
Oh, the CK pops out. So now it's kind of like, is this a safe lane CK? Are they throwing it in the off lane and doing something weird with the Mars? I imagine it must be a position 1.
Yeah, it's looking like that for Natsumi, unless... No, there's no way they go Saludas. If they do run the off lane CK, then that should be a mid Mars for Yopaj and a safe lane Wind Ranger or Natsumi. That doesn't make too much sense. So, an interesting last pick for Neon. We'll see just what they have in mind for Natsumi to farm up here. Should still be the Ags Rush as we tend to see, but beyond that, pretty open. TNC for their part, last pick Sven, so that's one way to deal with those illusions, right? Like, you've got the Cleave, we are seeing the Gabby Sven, more than likely the Armel Morphling coming here. Yep, that is how they run it. KP in the blood. Tim's Shadow Shaman is so weird to play hard CK. Scam AA. Scam AA offlane.
Wow, okay.
Natsumi Wind Ranger. Oh, alright.
Let's just maximize this out so people don't think we're just trolling. It's Pos 1 Wind Ranger, offlane AA, and mid Mars. The mid Mars is fine, like it's nothing too out of the. But Pos 3 AA and Pos 1 Wind Ranger, that is I can't say I'm very confident when I see this, John.
It's an interesting one. I think the only time we've seen pause one Wind Ranger was from Bombi, right? 496 when they were shuffling around her rolls a lot because they wouldn't have 458. It was Bombi that carried through the Wind Ranger, and he played like 1,900 games of Wind Ranger. I'm not sure if Natsumi has the same track record. We're gonna have to see how it delivers for him. We did just see a Wind Ranger fall flat, but that wasn't a pause 4. Let's see if Natsumi can get that up and running quick. It's not going to be an easy game for the Wind Ranger to get damage out, right? Like, even up against a Sven, Warcry really removes a lot of the damage of level 1 Focus Fire. So, just how much impact Natsumi has early on is going to be difficult to see. TNC, I think they've baited themselves out really nicely. They get the Sven last pick, so you go into this AA that doesn't even counteract, or at least counteracts only a mid. It's still going to be really nice to have in the fights to have that Ice Blast, but TNC does have this Sven that can take the primary carry role, so it is still very smooth.
Yopaj and Yopaj, Playhard, and Januel, they all just left. They left Skem on the +3 AA and Natsumi on the win. They're just like, screw it, this draft is stupid. Just get me out of this game. And Skem's just asking for a second while he calms his teammates down. Just please reconnect to the game. Don't worry, we'll make the draft work. Don't you worry, guys. They'll be back any moment. By the way, John, I've had plenty of requests in chat to say Ramburat.
Oh God,
what does that mean?
I do not know. I actually do not know what that means, so I cannot tell you. I don't know, but it's Ilocano. Apparently, I'm not sure. I know, like my part, my city, Davao, and the Mindanao region, we kind of speak like Bisaya-ish. It's called. It's a mix. At least in mine, it's like a mix of Tagalog and Bisaya. So whenever I come into people from Cebu or Manila, from those places that speak pure Bisaya or pure Tagalog, I tend to get very lost. And I do have huge gaps in my vocabulary because of that weird mix. So I have no clue what Ramburat is supposed to be. We could ask the players. They might know. Maybe they give us some rope to pull on.
Yeah, right.
Maybe.
This is very embarrassing, Jonathan.
Hey, I have no defense. I'm just gonna say, I'm from this part. I was raised with a very eclectic mix of Filipino, Tagalog, Bisaya, and English. And English was primary, as you can tell with the accent. So I have no clue what Ramburat is. You can yell it. What is this? Ginagaya pa ako ni Natsumi. Armel's claiming that Gabby said that he's being copied by Natsumi. And Natsumi just says, "Oh, he's my idol, that's why." And Armel's throwing Gabby under the bus. It's like, put tank in the mall, Gabby.
How dare you?
Hey, I said put tank in a mall.
Don't repeat it, John. We all know what it means.
No, I'm innocent. It's just a tank in the mall. Tank in the mall, Mike. Oh, Natsumi. They're saying Gabby's just so full of himself. And Gabby's like, they're destroying me. You're destroying my reputation. You see me CSGO. They love CSGO, these guys, man.
Hey,
they love their CS.
As long as it's not that other game that's an exact copy of CSGO, then I'm happy to hear it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Still haven't played.
And Natsumi's throwing out some excuses here, Mike. He says it was warm up. You guys swapped me out in the next game. If I was there, he would have carried. He says. Natsumi claims.
And while all this chatter is happening, poor old Febi's just sitting there on the Phoenix, just having no clue what's going on. As March once did. Just no idea what they're saying, what they're up to.
He's got KP equal confused as well.
True. KP, he's very quiet. He has no clue either. But then again, KP's in Australia, John. He's fighting off wildlife every second that goes by, so he hasn't got time to read what's going on in the chat right now between these two. So we are still paused by the. I can't believe we are still paused. I should have known that this was going to happen. I should have had more material prepared, but Well, I guess we can talk about the fact that the chat has brought up many people that I look like today. First one was Weeha, which is the one you brought up a long time ago, John. You did say I look very much like Weeha. I believe back then you tried to say in a very nice way that I was the fat Weeha, which was not very
No.
nice, John. That's what you said.
I said you're like the matured Weeha, you know, the bearded, experienced veteran Weeha.
Well, I'm not.
No.
With all due respect, John, I'm not a bottle of wine, so I'm not taking that as a compliment. It's. Yeah, I mean, you had a way of saying it that was very nice, John, but it was also very condescending, I want to say. And then somebody else said that GH is casting today, and then somebody else said I look like Arteezy now. So I don't know how I've gone from Weeha to GH to Arteezy, but I'll take those as a compliment. Thank you very much.
Yeah, those are. Have to point out chat again. So they said packet loss, right? And Gabby just has to toss it out. Yells at Scam, tells him it's pangit loss. So he's saying Scam's just freaking ugly. And Scam has to toss it back, saying he's tick-faced, full of himself as well. Armel's asking when is a Scam going back mid? The Dragon Ball's about to be done for some reason. What the hell are you on about? These boys are having fun. They're having fun. Maybe next time he's gonna be in the mental facility. Scam. Oh, Scam. All he can do is laugh.
Poor
Oh,
Scam.
he says Yapaj does not want to swap. Says he wants to be back. Scam says Scam's like he wants to be mid, but Yapaj does not want it. Chapoy does not want it. It's like, no, mid mine. Me mid. Mid or feed, says Chapoy.
You've ruined me, by the way, John. Apparently that word I said earlier is not a good word.
Yeah. Hey, I told you I didn't know what it meant. If I don't know what it means, I wouldn't yell it.
You're such an idiot, John. You know that? I mean, you hire a Filipino guy to cast with you. You expect him to know the language, and you just can't translate anything. And then I say some naughty words online, and then to explain yourself, you say put tank in a mall, which is even worse. And now, oh Jesus.
Yeah, chat is. Oh, there you go. There you go. That's what it means, right?
I love.
Yeah,
chat.
now I can't pronounce it.
I love
That's
SEA
fun.
chat. People say SEA is toxic. I disagree so much.
It's a great spot.
It's a great
We're
spot.
just
Everyone's
we're
having
just,
fun.
you know, we just love trash talking. You go down to an internet cafe in an actual offline rambulan. Man, I keep going back to this. I remember when I was in like second year high school, I was playing Dota with my friends. This kid decides, yeah, he asks us politely first. You know, it's like, hey, can I join you guys, please? I have no one to play with. It's like, okay, join our LAN. We played, and while we're playing, this 7-year-old kid was just constantly trash talking us, like legitimately throwing out cuss words out there. He was 7. And we were like 13, 14, and all we could do is like, well, we don't want to scold him because that's lame, but this is kind of weird. But that's just how it is. Just scale that up, you know, scale up the ages a bit. It stays that way. That's just how we are.
You were scared the 7-year-old was going to beat you up, weren't you, John?
Yeah, I was scared we'd be kicked out if we did anything. So, you know,
Oh, come on, Tims.
we didn't want to wait. We didn't want to waste our money.
Tims is now pausing. Discord problems, apparently. Jesus.
What's Discord from? Tims, what you doing? What you guys doing with your Discord?
Goodness me. There we go. There's the go-ahead. By the way, Tims is playing the Pos 4 Shadow Shaman. So,
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about this one, but, you know, it's Tims. He'll make it work, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's so strange seeing him outside of anything that but the Mirana. Right? It's just nearly every game the guy just plays Mirana. Maybe he's tired of it, you know. He's just, all right, give me the Shadow Shaman. I want to play CS:GO. I'm gonna do drive-bys with the Ether Shock and my right click. We'll see how much you can get done with that.
30 seconds now.
Have fun, he says. Alright. Game 1 of this best of 2 between TNC and Neon Esports. KP gonna see Genuel. We'll leave him be. Tim's gonna say hello as well, but this is gonna be a bit hard to go into. They're just gonna have to allow these bounties to go. Tim's will go get the other one. Bloodright will be placed down, but ultimately it is gonna be a 3-for-1 trade. The top bounty was also left there for Neon, and Skem will get the other. Now, is Skem really playing position 3 AA, or is this going to be play hard playing pos 3 CK? I believe it must be play hard playing pos 3 CK, John.
That should be the idea. We'll see if it does end up being that way, because honestly, support CK is not too old-fashioned, but yeah, he's going to stay in the lane. Skem is the one who's going to run away and constantly keep those taunts up. So play hard, going to take that core role this time around. I guess Skem really just wanted to play mid instead, but he's not allowed to. Gonna see how it works out. This is a really potent lane, mind you. AA plus CK, the stuns coming through with the cold feet, that can lock a hero in, make it awkward to fight. But these first few levels do have a lot of durability from TNC. Febby's got his fire spirits to play with, so trading is not that easy for the side of Neon.
No, it is definitely not. It's like Febby is going to chase down Skem for quite a bit of time. Just make sure he does not feel comfortable in this lane whatsoever. Nice fire spirit there as well, just predicting the movement of Skem. Of course, we'll have a look at the other lanes quickly as well. Mid lane, Armel was dropping very low, but now Yapage is the one in trouble. Can he get out? Armel trying to go for the last hit, can't quite get it. And both heroes survive on about 30 HP. Oh, Yapage! What a spear from Yapage. And Armel's not going to be happy about that one. Shish kebabs for Armel, it seems.
Oh yeah, unfortunate. Thought Yapage would have gone home, but he sticks around. He's got one set of tangos anyway. He's got 2 tangos left to regen through. Of course, Armel gets a reset, but you do not want to give first blood like that. Yapage with his slight lead does get a level up, and that means he's going to have more potency with his spear. A little bit more flexibility with his God's Rebuke. Gonna have to see how the lane unfolds as we will hit the 4-minute mark. Both heroes will want the power runes. Let's see if the supports will get some space in that time. As we do see the last lane. Again, we're looking at Tim's on that Shadow Shaman. KP on the Bloodseeker. Another potent duo if they do come up with the Shackles into the Bloodright. But so far not having that opportunity. Natsumi has been able to farm well. Having that range advantage over the Bloodseeker, but not quite zoning out KP entirely. Genuel as well, ensuring that Tims has to focus on the Undying. So lots of space given out to the Wind Ranger, and this is something Natsumi does need to get that early timing into the Null, into the Phase Boots, and the Javelin.
Absolutely. KP being annoyed quite a bit here by Genuel. Can't really do too much in the way of CSing. He just has to throw Bloodrights out. It's the best he can do right now. Top lane, TP is coming in. Tim's going to join his team here, but they are going to go on to Febby first. Play hard. Able to get the kill. Tim, Shackles is out. Gabby there with the damage output, but they don't quite have enough. Play hard's going to go for a run away. Gabby continuing the chase now with a Stormhammer as Tim's. We'll have another Ether Shock soon. However, the Rift is out. Gabby will be able to survive. Skem cannot finish off the kill, and Tim's will harass Skem as he tries to chase Sven. We have a battle of the supports for a second as looks like Skem will back off. It'll be a nice pickup there for Gabby.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent one. He does drop low though, so he's going to have to be a bit cautious, but he does get the salves. I'm curious to see whether or not TNC maintain this tri lane. It does seem like they will, so you're freeing up that bot lane. Natsumi is going to keep farming up. KP's not going to fall behind, but you're not pressuring the Wind Ranger, so looks like they will prioritize securing Gabby rather than slowing Natsumi down. This could pay off in the long run, but they have to be cautious. Yapage.
It's going to be alright, Armel. Getting a bit cheeky there, but be just fine. Yapage is going to get a full bottle there by Skem. Armel copying a bit of damage, but he can always just juggle his strength. He should be just fine. Nice spear out from Yapage, landing perfectly on that tower, and you do have the God's Rebuke still available, so Armel does have to be slightly cautious. Meanwhile, top lane, it's like Gabby is going to be frozen up for a second, but now they can turn back around, although Rift is there. Gabby's still walking away. The cold feet should be enough, and will be. They do get the Sven, and Play Hard does also kill off Febby. Tim's trying to run on the Shadow Shaman. Tombstone will be dropped, but he will at least get the banner in for his trouble. They even drop the Ice Vortex and the Rift out, and that'll be Tim's going down. Januel, the one to pick up the kill on the Undying.
A really good start coming out for Neon. Early rotations are paying off massively. 5-1. Net worth lead isn't really amounting to much from these rotations out, but they are forcing TNC to constantly keep that aggression up, to go out of their lanes, and to have to contest the movement out. So they are making it awkward for TNC on the supports to find a stable lane, and that is going to cause some issues in scaling. Febby on the Phoenix, for example, stuck at level 2. You don't want to stall out the 6 timing of a Phoenix too hard. Same goes for a Shadow Shaman, but with all the activity on the map, they've got no choice but to kind of take those hits here.
They do it. Januel going to get stunned up on the Undying. Gabby going to chase him down, but with the decays out, he should be just fine. In fact, he does salve up as soon as he runs up the staircase. Back to farming for Mr. Gabby. Meanwhile, how's Natsumi going? 32-6, looking pretty healthy on the Wind Ranger. Hasn't really been contested by KP as... Well, he has. I mean, KP's been farming very well, considering the start, but in terms of Natsumi's farm, he hasn't been slowed down too much. He's been just perfectly fine in this lane.
Yeah, that should lead to really good timing on the Javelin for our Wind Ranger. Again, a key timing for Natsumi to meet. Of course, you do have a lot of good levels in KP. Has level 6 up, could look to get an early rotation, does have
Gabby.
the Urn waiting on standby as well.
Gabby getting taken out again, John. I believe that was the, second kill of the game there onto Gabby. Play Hard helping set up with Scam on the AA. It's an old combination we never really talked about, but that Rift into the cold feet and the stun will guarantee you that the victim will just freeze, and once you've got him frozen, it's quite easy to just get the kill.
Yeah, it's a really potent combo, and they were hitting those spikes. As soon as they hit level 2 is when the aggression really kicked in. You've got to be really respectful of that if you are TNC, and that is why they were running the tri-lane. It's just such a costly upkeep just to maintain that. You can see Gabby is in the jungle now, though. He does have this Morbid Mask, so you can kind of clear that out, but some really good deep wards from Neon ensures that they do keep track of that activity.
Natsumi was in trouble, but looks like he is going to be able to get himself out of there. They did commit the Rump Shot on Natsumi, but they just didn't have the damage output to really take him down. And bit unfortunate there. They would have loved the kill, but it's kind of what you get with having a Pulseful Shaman. Like, he doesn't really do as much as you'd hope. Plenty of Disable, but if you need some kind of follow-up damage, you don't really have it. In fact, now Yopaj going to come in with a nice arena round, gets a spear off, and KP's also dropping to Natsumi, who does commit the focus fire and just chases him down. The TNC currently losing this game 8-1 to Neon Esports.
The big saving grace for TNC here is that this is a ton of space for Armel to farm up on his Morph, and it's also a decent amount of space for Gabby. So we're talking about 2 big cores having to share the map. So far, they're not lagging behind too badly, but Neon is starting to secure a lead. So TNC's got to plug the holes in this draft, mitigate their losses right now, build up in the jungle, get some D-wards off as well. Just get that steady farm going here, as you can't afford to really fall behind. The moment our Wind Ranger is ready to go, and this is probably close to that moment with the Javelin up, you are just going to face constant aggression here from Neon. Playhard's already leveled 7 as well. His Phantasm spam is ready to go even without the Ags. It is fairly potent. And once Neon set their eyes towards some tier 1s, TNC can't afford to lose too much space here.
No, they cannot. Natsumi looking for Febby up that top lane. Dive will be away. Power shot to make a path for himself and Play Hard. He's going to be able to find the stun with the shackles out as well. And poor old Febby, well, he can't dive anymore. He is going to die to Play Hard. In fact, Januel, the one to take the kill on the Undying. With that, they can slowly start setting up for that top tier 1 tower.
Yeah, should be a really straightforward objective to take. Of course, they are chasing Scam down bot, but Yupaj is coming in for the defense, so it's not going to be a straightforward push. That should give a slight advantage to Neon in terms of towers here.
Absolutely. KP and Armel not really willing to fight into the Mars yet, which is completely understandable. Of course, Playhard does finish off that top tier 1, and now a smoke out from Neon. Tim's gonna break the smoke. He'll be the unfortunate victim here. He does have the Hex up, but doesn't throw it quite yet, and it will cost him his life. They are just trying to take these ancient stacks, but here comes Yopaj with the arena and the spear out. Ice Blast will follow up, and they do kill off the Sven, and as well as that, they'll get all the big creeps in this ancient stack. In fact, KB takes quite a few of them on the Bloodseeker with the Blood Right. But poor old Gabby is gonna die once again.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance. Like the aggression again from Neon's just kicking into gear. TNC needs some defensive wards. Look at the wards of Neon. They've got one between the tier 1, tier 2 mid. They've still got that jungle ward up top. They've got so much information as to the farming patterns of TNC. And this just allows them to get those deep dives out. The TNC now need to either get some D wards off or play on safe part of the maps. The triangle is kind of safe, but this is inside the triangle, not in the boundary. They can't really see the rotations coming in. Perhaps the bot jungle is where you want to play, but you need to clear this tier 1. And TNC is just not committing fully. They are dragging 3 heroes bot once more. Whether or not they fully commit is another story.
KP almost has the Rod of Atos up now on the Bloodseeker, and that can should mean he can get a bit more active on this Bloodseeker once that's up. It's like Armel is going to be around to start helping push that bot tier 1, but the mid tier 1's being pushed in now by Neon. Natsumi's going to have a look for Febby, but Febby is going to be able to walk away. KB now showing up in the mid lane, but that tier 1 is definitely going to go. And with that, 11-1, still a 1k net worth lead. Not too big of a gap quite yet, but Neon, they certainly should be feeling very confident right now. They are, well, they've been dominating every exchange. I mean, you look at Natsumi, it actually looks like he's gonna opt to go for the BKB over finishing the MKB first.
I think that's fair. Damage is not a major issue for Neon's draft. You've got a lot of good spell damage coming through. You've got a lot of damage coming out.
Nice spear out, Yopaj. He found out Armel. The Ice Blast did connect, but they won't have enough damage output. Looks like Armel was kind of ready for that to happen, and luckily for him, he did have enough strength morphed.
Yeah, it's rather unfortunate. Still up top, bit of a rotation.
They're going to have a go onto KB, but Playhard is kind of by himself right now. Gabby going to try and go out with the damage, and they do get the stun out in time. Armel with the morph will save the day. It's a big pickup to get, especially considering Playhard is about 2k gold away from having the Aghanim Scepter. Definitely need to try and slow him down somehow. So Yopaj, yeah, KB right in there with the Ice Blast to follow up from Skem. KB might actually just tick out to that. Pretty sure it should be enough. There it is, Skem will get a dominating spree off the Ice Blasts he's been throwing out.
Just on point for Skem. Coordination coming out from Neon for this semi-global strat is paying off nicely. TNC, though, you mentioned it, but they're not going to be too worried here. They still have a good amount of gold flowing in. The dual cores of Gabby and Armel, fairly greedy dual cores, mind you, are actually working out well. Armel saving up for his own Ags on the Morphling, so he's going to have the option to turn into the Shadow Shaman, perhaps, into the Sven. Actually, turning into the Sven sounds absolutely broken, doesn't it? If you've got 2 flying hammers.
Yes. Well, you've got
fair.
2. Yeah, I mean, it sounds very fair, John. I don't see a problem here. What's more broken than one Sven?
Man, I mean, I'm happy to see this kind of combination. It just makes me miss the Morphling Tiny. Still, smoke out here from Neon. Looks like they want to go hunting. They want to maximize this blink. Can they find someone?
Well, let's see if they can. They roam into the triangle, but there's not too much going on there. KP going to be targeted. They do get the spear off. It doesn't actually land on anything. Rift is going to be there, and with Natsumi's damage output, they will be able to get him. In fact, Yopaj is the one to take the kill. Into the top lane they go. They may run into Febby, who mistimed his dive for that bounty rune.
Oh, Tims.
Tims does get caught out. Yopaj again. Nice easy kill for him on the Mars. Well, he's 5-0-1. He's having a very good game.
Yeah, Scam again with the assist, just throwing these ice blasts from across the map. I have to say, the Urn pickup for Scam is starting to feel a bit dicey, considering all these kills happen so far away from him. So let's see if he does get a charge down the line. They are coming up to play hard.
Yeah, play hard's in trouble. Bloodright going to come in. They got the Rupture and the Stormhammer off. You can either run and bleed to death, or you can wait for Gabby to kill you. Either option kind of sucks for play hard, but he has to choose one. Now the smoke up from TNC, but Yopaj, he breaks the smoke with a nice arena and an ice blast down, all onto Gabby. He is going to be able to survive through it, but he is dropping very low. Now the egg to fly out. The Stormhammer onto Januel. Gabby, he's in trouble and will drop. Mel's going to come in now. Back onto Januel. They will get the Undying, but they once again lose their Sven.
Yeah, it's a bigger trade coming out here, and they're not done.
Yopaj getting Rodave tossed up. A spear out from Armel, but it does not land. Bit unfortunate there, as that may have meant a kill onto Yopaj, but he will walk away completely deathless.
Just a bigger win for Neon, and still not done.
No, absolutely not. Ice Blast flying through. Shackles is there. Natsumi has plenty of damage with the focus fire. That'll be some fried chicken up for Natsumi.
Yeah, your namesake being taken out there. Again, Neon being on the aggressive with his blink. Yopaj is all over the map. They can't really stop him. Like, they find these trades, sure, but when you drop your Sven, who's #1 in net worth, never worked well. Gabby's got to watch his spacing. Does have the Mask of Madness plus the Echo Saber. I'd say just sit back, wait for the BKB. Once you have the BKB, a lot of your issues go away, and you can just focus on hammering in, taking some heroes out. That's going to be the power spike for TNC. That and the Ags of Armel. Still about 1,000 gold away for the Ags, but again, once you get that lined up with your Sven, you do have a very beautiful combination of the flying hammers coming in.
Absolutely. I love myself some flying hammers, John. Like a Marvel movie. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. That's fair enough. I didn't think he'd ride a horse though. That copyrighted fella. Oh, Natsumi up top.
Yeah, found Tims, the poor old Shadow Shaman. It really feels bad to play Shadow Shaman when you're this far behind. There's really just not much you can do. And Tims is just kind of relegated to pushing duty. Gonna end up meaning his death once again. A 17-4 for Neon Esports. They woke up on the right side of the bed today, John.
Yeah, they're in high spirits. They're finding every single item they want. The Ags is flying out for play hard, so buckle up on your PC, Mike. It's gonna get intense.
Oh boy, how long does it take to overclock my CPU, John? I don't know if we have enough power. This Aghanim Scepter, it does do some things. Wait a minute though. Oh, I was about to say, what if Mel could do it? No, he can't. It is an ultimate.
No.
I forgot.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, thank God.
Can you imagine if it wasn't? Like, geez. No.
No, rather not. Yopaj mid lane, going after KP, does not connect the spear. Still the Ice Blast will fly through. KP in big trouble and is going to die. Scam has picked up his 5th kill of the game on the AA.
Yeah, that's really good news as well, as he is starting to build up some earn charges. So it recharges up. He is in range for these kills now. And KP is being really slowed down on the Bloodseeker. But there's the Ags up on Armel, so we can see balance in its truest form as well.
I feel like we're missing something though until Gabby has his Aghanim Scepter. So when we've got both Aghanim Scepters, and while that's happening, Febby's going down, But once we've got both the Morphling and Sven Ags up, now that's when the real beauty starts. Top lane, Yapaj gonna get started onto Tim's again, and Scam will pick up a double kill, John. He got one at the bot lane, he got one at the top lane.
That is a bit too much value coming out for Scam. He is holding on. His Spirit Vessel is going to be up soon as well. So all the things can go. And here we go. Play hard.
Yeah, Armel, be careful there, sir. He'll just waveform past. Ice Blast was coming in, but Play Hard never went for the stun. Armel's going to be fine. Meanwhile, Arena not actually going to be there in time to hold on to KB. KB is going to be okay to walk out.
What a bounty!
With that Arena down, TNC, it looks like they want to try and go for a big smoker. They will.
They've got an opportunity. Still need to reveal the Ags and Armel.
Thought they would have seen the Ags with Play Hard trying to go onto Armel for a second, but maybe they'd missed it. He hasn't morphed yet, so it looks like he's not intending to morph into Gabby. Maybe somebody else, maybe the Wind Ranger would be quite nice for him.
You would get extra charges with the Ags, I suppose, if you wanted that. They have stalled out long enough to have this blink up in Tim's. So initiation easier now for a Shadow Shaman. Does have the Aether Lens on top of it, so long range shackles in play. But they are being chased by a smoke as well.
KP gets a Glimmer Cape off, but he's been speared up to a tree, and the shackles are going to fly out from Natsumi. Play Hard will take that kill for himself. TNC, they're still just playing the slow game. Trying to get more farm up on Gabby. Gabby is top of the net worth board, but he's not going to be quite ready to go until that Ags is ready. Which is fine. But the Roshan's going to happen.
Going to be a bit longer. This is going to be a really important Rosh for Neon. Good scan out from TNC. They do have the egg, but it looks like they are just a bit too slow. It's going to be a strong start for Neon. They still are going to walk down.
Roshan's gone. Nice and easy. Smoke up from TNC. Not really going to lead to much quite yet. Armel now morphing into the CK. Can still get some decent value out of the CK more for sure. But while this Aegis is up, I imagine that TNC will just play the avoid game. Just wait out the Ags on Gabby before you go much further. You don't really want to rush into this Neon side, especially when they're sitting at 21-4.
No. And they've got a pretty substantial net worth lead now as well. 4K up. So all the gold's really just going to Gabby, and they might lose Armel.
They may. Arena, no, not going to be on target, but a great shackles out. Actually, KP's creeps. He was farming the creeps, and it turns around on them. Oh, the mud golems. How unfortunate. Had he not backed off, that shackles would have never landed.
Yeah, just not quite lining up. Widens the lead of Neon up to 5K now, 22-4. And the only upside for TNC at all is the fact that Gabby's farming. So this investment in the Sven really has to pay off in a big way. Again, waiting for that Ags, as you mentioned. They are looking to push, and this is where Neon's draft is slightly slower. Not the best tower melters, although they do have good physical damage now, and they've got a decent amount of farm, so it shouldn't take too long. But it's nothing as instantaneous or as carefree as a Shadow Shaman or Flash. But TNC don't really have a window to defend, so they might just have to give out this tier 2 top.
Tier 2 not going to last very long with this raid. They're going to try for the mid-tier 1 tower here, TNC. In fact, no, the TPs are going to be forced in by Neon. KP trying for the TP, but Yapash, he knows exactly where he went. KP going to drop, so does Febby as well on the Phoenix. Neon continuing this domination, and well, with those kills, John Natsumi does now have the MKB up. So a very happy Wind Ranger. I'm sure they are looking to try to put the final nails in the coffin soon onto TNC. But let them be warned, Gabby is 1.5k gold away from the perfect balance being achieved on Sven.
Dyer's middle tower
Yeah, I think you have just got to wait for TNC to get their the coil unsprung here. It's all down to the double storm hammers flying through with the Ags.
is under attack.
They do good. They do a good amount of damage as well. They just need to wait it out. So a lot of items that still need to fly out. Neon, I mean, they're doing well. I worry about their progression and objectives. Top tier 2 still stands. Mid tier 2 is still healthy. Bot tier 1 is still up. So they haven't progressed at all in terms of clearing out this map. And that can be detrimental. They've got about a minute 40 left on the Aegis. I think Neon needs to set their eyes towards an objective now and hopefully go for a nice takeout before it evaporates.
Egg being forced out by Febby. His play hard had almost killed him off. So they'll go down to the bot lane. Gabby gonna run straight
Gabby?
into play hard. This is not what he wants. The Ice Blast gonna come in and maybe a bit of miscommunication there. Gabby not realizing that Febby just almost died in that same position. Now Neon seeing Gabby go down, they will go for a big smoke up.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Back into the Dire jungle. KP has been pinged out and spotted. Will glimmer. Looks like they will miss out on the Bloodseeker kill.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
I'm not sure about this. He's farming up. I suppose for KP, he is creating some form of space. But Scam gonna blink straight into him, and Scam, I mean, he's just not afraid. He has the Ice Blast if he wants to throw it out, and he will. Yapaj will happily take the kill. Top lane, Natsumi gonna have a go at Armel. Armel will just morph into the Wind Ranger, and, well, MKB is still going to allow him to hit. However, Tims comes in now. Surf Wards have been dropped, and that'll mean Natsumi does go a little bit too far, and Gabby is very happy to see it. However, Yapaj coming in now, gets an arena off. It's only Tims he catches. He'll take the kill. Would have loved the Morphling instead, but will have to suffice for the Shaman.
It's still not too bad for pickup, definitely better for TNC. That did give Yapaj enough gold to finish up his Desolator flying in. So he's got the Deso, he can start to melt heroes. Misses the Spear in Gabby. Gabby's going to be very happy with that. But guess what's flying out? Gabby's
Yes,
got
it
his
is.
Ags.
Here we go.
And
Here we go.
we need to see it, please. Armel, morph into Gabby. BS1. And showing us the true definition of balance.
Oh, we'll see it, John. Don't you worry, we'll see it. They didn't choose Morph Sven to not pick this up before the new patch drops. And TNC just grouped up, not wanting to reveal it quite yet. So Gabby will just go ahead and clear out the creep wave before they might go for a quick smoke up. And there it is, John. The double Sven is now online, but they aren't smoking up yet. Is there any smokes even active? Well, they do have one on Febby. Their top tier 2 is being forced in right now.
Radiant's middle tower is no more.
KP's coming in. KP gonna show himself there with the blood right. Yapaj waiting for that right moment, however. Well, they will go. Play hard. Does get the stun off, and they will get the kill.
Radiant's bottom tower
TNC, do they want to fight? Gabby's waiting on the high ground. He needs to make a choice now. He'll go in, but the BKB very quick from Natsumi. There will be the Phantasm as well. Armel going to morph into the Wind Ranger rather than the Sven. Don't find anyone. Reyna going to be dropped by Yapaj, but he has not really caught anyone in there. Very split up kind of team fight that leads to nothing.
Yep, rather unfortunate. Neon does win out in the end because they force out and take out KP. So they're going to be perfectly happy with that situation. Egg was dropped by Febby as well. So no Egg in next minute 20. TNC, of course, can just clump up for the bot tier 2. Relatively low. Shouldn't take too much to commit, but they are just really playing it safe. Don't want to risk anything too badly. Neon, 6k up, 28 to 5. Do still have a lot more room to grow still, despite this kill lead. However, you do have the shotgun up in Armel. So he's got an interesting toolkit on hand. Ag's shotgun ready to go on the Morphling. We'll just have to wait and see what he really does do with it. So far, he's just been playing tag with a Wind Ranger, clearing out camps as the Sven. But we haven't seen a big team fight break out, and TNC's cautiousness is maybe costing them a couple of these item power spikes. They are starting to look very strong with these pickups. You've dragged this game long enough that Scam does have the Dagons flying in.
Why the hell not? It's an Ambulan, John. Anything
yes.
goes. It's a street fight. This isn't a...
That it is.
It's not about clean fighting here. We don't need boxing gloves on.
Nah. Down to fisticuffs. And how often do you see a Spirit Vessel with 8 charges on, Mike? Scam has 8 charges. Just unused.
Skem's currently deathless, John. He's 7-0-10. I mean, it's very impressive. It's you pick an AA, you'd almost expect to die multiple times during a pro match like this into a Morphling Sven, but it hasn't happened yet. KP, run of ATOS out, going to catch play hard, but they don't make the dive in yet. Hex out as well. They try to decide on... There's 2 Svens running around. It's just a ridiculous sight. Look at this. We got twinsies.
Oh.
One of you has to pop the God Strength, so I know which one's which. Yapage, they're going to smoke up now. Oh, Armel, that's a big target. Yapage going to find him out with an Ice Blast to fly in, and there should be no way for Armel to get out. He'll try to waveform, but the Spirit Vessel was there, and he will eventually die. Still, they keep going for more. KP in trouble, does also go down. Meanwhile, Gabby trying to fight. He does kill off Januel, but that's going to be it for now. Into play hard, trying to go after the CK, but the CK actually burning out to the Sunray of Febby, and Gabby does get another. Into the Wind Range now, Natsumi just disappears as Gabby, with the Spider Legs, wants to go for way more than that, and Skem, he might experience his first death, or maybe not. They want to go for the big boy. They want Yapage and the Mars. They'll get the triple kill on Gabby. And where is that pesky AA? He's TPing out. He's going to be safe. But Gabby, well, he's a very happy man right now, John. Finally getting some revenge.
And this is when it really starts to take a downswing for Neon. You're seeing the power of that Sven. They were very fortunate to kill off Armel first. The issue is, once they blew all of their spells, they had nothing. They don't have anything at all to fight through the Sven when the God Strengths pop, so they've got to be really cautious. Aegis is going to go as well. They've got a courier watching, though. Maybe trying to snipe that cheese, but it looks very unlikely if they are ready for it. And doesn't look like they're going to have enough time to contest. But this is not as fast as you'd expect. So there should be some time to walk up here.
They could definitely give it a crack. Roshan, 2k HP now. Hex out from Tim, slowing down Skem. Gabby just going to jump in. He wants to get that death going on Skem. Armel is there as well. Skem still not dying. Gets the Ice Blast off at Armel now with the Superman jumping in. Here comes Playhard, but Gabby looking for a way out. No, back in. He wants that CK dead, and it looks like they are going to find him. Into Natsumi now. The focus fire there on Gabby. Armel not going to chase any further. We'll go for the creeps instead. You know, it's funny, John. TNC. In fact, hold that thought, because we're still going. Genuel, trying to go for the Aegis. Armel has picked it up, and Genuel is going to die. But Yapage now with a big arena round and a spear. It's not going to be enough. I think we'll be fine. But I was going to say, it is kind of funny to think that TNC ran Morph ES for such a long time. And now they found themselves Morph Sven.
Oh no. On the tail end of a patch.
Disgusting.
Unfortunate. Yeah, this is this is pretty ridiculous. I have no words for this. Honestly, I find that this is worse than Shaker Ag's Morphling. Simply because the Superman just looks a lot more ridiculous than Shaker flying around.
Oh, here we go again. Ice Blast is out from Skem. Yopaj in trouble, however. Gabby getting the kill and now looking for that AA. Gabby. Oh, here we go.
What's
Bye-bye,
that range?
Skem. Yeah. It's very balanced. John, I don't know what you're talking. This is a melee core, right? He has no advantages apart from one spell. I don't know what the problem is. I mean, why would you pick Pudge and throw Hook when you could just go in with Stormhammer?
Hey, we don't talk about that dead hero here. Right, let him rest in peace. He's not coming out anytime soon, my boy. I miss my Pudge. Still, TNC, man. I want you to look at Dota Plus right now. Like, look at that dip.
It's just not fair. It's not fair. Look at this. Which one do you want to go for first, John? Mel or Gabby? It's the same thing.
Yeah. You know, it really reminds me of that meme from The Office, right? Corporate wants you to find the difference between these two pictures. They're the same picture. The same.
That they are. And Mel will just freely take him and leave barracks. Gabby's waiting. Manuel, he's going to be alright. He pops the flesh golem. Play hard, going to go in. Is trying to go after KP and might just get him. The Bloodseeker is going to die, and now Natsumi does kill off Tims. Arena being dropped by Yopaj, coming in from the backlines, trying to go after the egg. Gabby will just TP out. Febby will get the egg off and try to go for an Icarus dive. But he has been... Oh, Febby, no you didn't. He'll go for a Sunray TP out of there, and they are not going to be able to get him either. What a nice little juke spot from Febby. And of course, another very balanced aspect of the game is being able to Sunray off the map.
Yeah, really nice from Febby. Hey, they do manage to sneak away their TNC. Not finding as many objectives, but still winning out in another
Natsumi?
pick-off.
Armel just solo picks off Natsumi, apparently.
The shotgun. He's at the point, he's got enough stats where the blow-up's going to be really big. BKB was down for Natsumi. It's fairly straightforward for Armel, and this is when things take a really deep dive for Neon. They do not scale as great. You've missed the power spike of your CK. These are really tanky heroes for the CK to try to burst down. You don't have enough damage in that front. Your Wind Ranger has a lag behind, beyond that MKB. You're going to need some damage or utility in Natsumi soon. And that's the big issue. You've got two really tanky frontliners. You've got Gabby and Armel basically bringing two Svens to the table. I do not know how you deal with all of that plus armor, all of that HP coming through here. It's not an easy time for Neon to find a solution here.
Mil, mid-tier 2 tower, going to go very, very quick. Yopaj is in the tree line, but there's not really much he can do by himself. TNC up towards that top tier 1. 7k net worth advantage now. Dota Plus continues to just keep diving down the way of TNC. It's a very rough position for Neon now. And they're definitely not out of it yet, but they need quite a bit of damage, it looks like, to really be able to fight back.
Oh, I love this. I'm looking at Gabby right now. He queues up a Divine.
Of course.
He's done with this game. He's done.
Yeah, I mean, why would you want to hit them 3 times if you can hit them once, John? It's just... makes more sense to me. Yopaj, BKB up, looking to go into KP, does get the spear off, and they do actually get another, but Febby gets the egg off. KP getting very low, however, will die. Armel now just going into that Wind Ranger form, killing off Natsumi, into Januel, play hard, can't survive the damage of Gabby, into the Undying. It'll be another triple kill out for Gabby. And now, into the mid-tier 2 tower, Yopaj trying to find a way out of this, but there is no way out. Tim's very slowly making his way over. Will get there eventually with the shackles, and does get another. By the way, John, I just noticed Tim's found a telescope. So, more range for Armel and Gabby, and while that's happening, looks like Skem does eventually kill off Febby. But it won't matter.
No, it's not going to be enough. The high ground push is going to happen. There are buybacks in Neon, but They're going
Uh-oh.
straight for it. They're done. They really are done with this game.
Yeah. Glyph's forced out, the buybacks aren't there. Gabby forced the BKB, play hard, looking to go in, will jump onto the Shaman. Poor Tims is just going to disappear. Meanwhile, Gabby trying to run away with these spider legs, but Natsumi is going to chase him down. They can't really keep up. And Armel uses the ninja gear on himself, sees Skem. Does break, but it doesn't matter. Or maybe it does, Skem. We'll blink away and now play hard looking to go back in, but Armel, he has a Lincoln Sphere up. Does go for the Rift. Ice Blast is going to be on point with the stun out. Play hard. Do you have the damage? Natsumi trying for the shackles. The Daikon out. Armel still just running away. That is a great power shot onto Armel, but he's going to be fine. He'll make it back to the fountain in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, good, good try from Neon. Gotta love that Wind Ranger Ags on the Morphling, right? Can't stop him. 2 charges in Wind Run, always nice to see still. Neon.
Skem, his life just flashed before his eyes. He saw Gabby coming up to him. Natsumi, a nice shackles up, play hard there with the follow-up stun. They might actually get Gabby, and they will. Great kill out for Neon Esports. Gabby, if he does really intend to buy that Divine Rapier, needs to be a little bit careful about deaths like that.
Yeah, he's gotta watch himself. Really good punishment once more from Neon. Getting the overstepping course of TNC. Just a bit cocky. They still maintain the 13k lead. 36 to 20 at 41 minutes in. But there are opportunities for Neon to bounce back if they catch them one by one. So all TNC has to do is stick together as 5, and that pretty much solves their issues. Just have the Sven along with Morphling. Don't think, again, there's not enough in the tank of Neon to really kill both of them at once. But if they do stream in one by one like this, it does give Neon a chance to bounce back in. So gotta be cautious about that if you are TNC. You see the Abyssal finished up here on Yopaj. So he does have an instantaneous stun on himself now. And we are seeing the AC slowly being built up by Play Hard. So once you have these items, you're going to take some of that edge off from TNC just a bit. But TNC, they're still feeling confident. They're just up in front. There's a DD here waiting for Gabby to be picked up. Or maybe even just Armel. Scotty is up on Armel as well. And they are just set to go. Bottled up DD. Once you have Gabby respawning, this shouldn't take too long to... Shouldn't take them too long to either go for the next Rosh in 20 seconds or go for objectives.
Everyone just kind of laying back for a bit. Gabby has unqueued the Divine Rapier. Going for a Lincoln Sphere now. Very upsetting stuff.
Lame.
Ags up on Febby. It'll be very nice for him.
Yeah, it's a extra durable egg. Have to say I'm surprised by how much Neon's been ignoring the egg. It does feel rather counterintuitive. Febby just gets the full duration off, and it's been costing them in the middle of team fights here, Neon. So you've got to get that coordination up if you do want to take that out in the middle. Otherwise, Febby just gets full value. You do see them clump up. Are they looking for a smoke? I don't see one on Febby. I don't see one on Tim's. So it looks like they're just being cautious, expecting Neon to be the one to smoke.
Oh, they got a smoke out on the courier.
Oh, there you go.
You know what I just realized, John? So Armel's weakness right now is he doesn't have a God Strength, but he does have a DD room. So in theory, he does have a God Strength now. And this way, this is the peak. The peak of this Sven Morphling combination right here is Natsumi might be the unfortunate victim, does get the BKB off. It'll be Januel who gets focused down. Meanwhile, Armel trying to find that Wind Ranger, doesn't quite yet. Yopaj, spear out onto the Phoenix, looking to take him down. Bebby could not get the egg off in time. Buyback was there from Januel. They get rid of the Tombstone, but play hard. Gonna go back into KB now. Tims gets the Hex off. Meanwhile, Armel trying to go on the back onto Yopaj. Won't quite be able to finish him off. Looking back to Natsumi. He does kill off Tims, and Yopaj does die to Gabby. That'll be it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a better win for Neon. They find 2 for the trouble. Do lose Yupaj, which is a pretty big blow. But they did ride out that rough wave. Double damage was blown in the middle of that, so you're not going to have to worry about the double damage on Armel. Does have Arcane, and well, TNC are still ready to go. They've still got this huge lead.
Oh, Mel. Lincoln's going to save the day for him, but play hard. Going to go for the Rift anyway. That'll be enough. Getting to that point of the game now where, you know, you start to feel like you just need more. Gabby, I was hoping he might go back for the Divine, but it looks like he wants to just try for the Daedalus instead.
Safe play for Gabby. Of course, a crit is always nice as well. So, can't really fault him for going for this more conservative approach. The Roche has been up for a while. Pinks are flying in. Perhaps that's the next objective both teams will set their eyes to, and Gabby is going to get started.
Courier will scout this out. Armel's going to come in now on the Morphling. Let's have a nice Arcane rune bottled up.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. You're in over your head.
Not going in quite yet. They're going to leave the Roshan be for a bit.
Has fallen.
Yopaj is still down at the bot lane. He's just kind of trying to push out these waves. Not joining his team yet, but he does have a TP, so he can go to that top tier 2 tower if need be. Looks like he won't for now anyway. There's no necessity to do that. Just trying to finish off this Aghanim Scepter on the Mars.
It's going to be hard to fight in there if they don't have Yupaj. They are going
Oh,
though.
here we go. Play hard. Pops the Phantasm. Tim's is gone. Looking for more. Dust out. KB being completely surrounded. Gabby going to go in to try and help out. Onto play hard. Ice Blast is going to fly through. It does land on 2. Well, in fact, it doesn't. Armel doesn't really cop it. It's only on to Gabby. Play hard's down without buyback. Back onto the Roshan. Roshan is actually quite tanky at this stage, but not quite tanky enough. We'll go down at a fairly nice pace. However, Yopaj going to jump in with an arena, but does not connect the spear. Looks like KB trying to fight Natsumi will not be able to. The Aegis, Januel. He does pick up the Aegis on the Undying. He's going to refresh, but it looks like he will die. Regardless, Yopaj, he's gone. Januel did lose his Aegis. Gabby gets a double kill out now. Zombies are just running everywhere. Chasing down Armel. Natsumi and Skem, I'm not sure what the game plan is here. Maybe hoping to...
Ooh, there
oh,
you go.
Gabby, no, not right now. Gabby, he just bought a Divine Rapier. He needs to run away, but Natsumi is on the chase, Gabby. He's going to die. The Rapier's on the deck. It's just in the tree line. The pings are coming out. Do Neon know about it? Armel comes in. He picks up the Rapier. Natsumi could not get it in time. Now it's just run away for Armel. Just get out of there.
Is the radiant ancient about to
Oh
fall?
boy.
Ooh, that is a very scary proposition. Really bad timing for Gabby, but thankfully Armel's there to save the day. So he's going to hold on to that Divine, drops it off, and that should ensure
Where
that
has
Gabby's going
he
to have
put
it back up still. Neon is going to be in a pretty good spot. It's Spider tier 2. Febby picks it up to bring it back in base. Nope.
Oh, Armel kills off Skem. Play hard, but he's kind of stunned up right now. This is not great news for Armel. Copying a lot of damage. He'll go for a wind run, but he is going to die. He doesn't have the Divine. He is fine, but he did give his own life away there.
I'm not sure what TNC's kind of trying to achieve with those movements out. Punishment is still fairly good here from Neon. Of course, they have narrowed the gap down to 6k. I think that'll bounce back up when the Divine goes back to Gabby. So it should equalize once more towards TNC. But Neon, for their part, they do need a little bit more. I think Yopaj, once he has his Ags out, is going to be nice, although he does shift out for an Orchid instead. So opting for a little bit more control and silence there. For Playhard's case, after the AC, it's a really awkward point for the CK. I'm not sure if he wants to build more damage or just tank up. Does feel like he's got a lot of presence if he goes for a heart or a satanic even, just to maintain his presence in the front lines and kind of back up his team. Could go for maybe a utility build, a Hex or a Nullfire. Isn't too strange for his CK. It's just so hard to itemize into the late game compared to what TNC have to do. I mean, they're all pretty much set. You've got the Divine back in Gabby, so he is looking at 600 damage per hit. Without God Strength, going to be higher once he pops that on. You do have Scam actually finishing up his Dagon 4 now. Looking for the full Dagon 5 upgrade, so he's having a good time regardless.
Yeah, why the hell not? Does have that that timeless relic as well, so he gets a bit of a buff on these spells. Gonna feel very nice for him. But yeah, Paj actually buying an Orchid now, which is quite interesting. Not sure what he intends to do with that. I suppose you can break Lincolns with it, which is kind of nice. So maybe just needs something to break the Lincolns to try and get the Abyssal Blade off.
Yeah. You've really started to tank up here in TNC as well. There's a Satanic up on Armel. Of course, that isn't that useful if Scam does get to use his spells, but for the most part, they have been disciplined in getting that pick off in the back. We'll see if the smoke pays off. Neon being very conservative in their own high ground triangle. So it's going to be hard to pierce the defensive shell of that area. TNC's just going to have to settle in, staying in the jungle.
What is, what's the game plan here now? Like, the net worth's been all over. TNC still in the lead, but not by too much. I mean, 6k is really nothing. I mean, at 51.5 minutes, it's definitely nothing. Like, what's the game plan here? What do you tend to do if you're TNC? I mean, Gabby's
Looks like they're going to get the Blessing up on Gabby. So free up a slot and then go Daedalus. Or, if they're feeling brave, second Divine. 1 versus 2. I mean, we're at this point in the game. We might even reach the tier 5 items as well. Right? Like, we're inching towards it. Heart is up for Play Hard. So he does go for the durability build in that CK.
Jeez. That's a lot of HP.
That it is. Can be hard to drop him down now, of course. You do still have really good damage anyway on TNC. I don't think damage is going to be an issue for them overall. They might just be waiting for the next Roche. Respawn is still... We'll still find out in about 3 minutes when it's going to be back up. So there's a lot more waiting to do, which Neon's going to use to farm up consistently. I think this is the point where you want to see some farm distribution perhaps going out to... Even Johnny Well, I think, would really like that. Like, say, Ags upgrade Decay does sound fairly nice at this point. They do smoke up on Neon's end. But, again, everyone's sticking as 5, so you're not going to find any stragglers here.
Why not? On the top tier 2, slowly being forced in by TNC. They're just checking out for some wards now. Seeing if there's any around. Getting to those level 30 marks soon on these heroes. Tier 2 tower going to be glyphed up. Natsumi trying for a shackle but won't quite land it. Armel moving back in, but Yopaj is carefully watching and waiting. Maybe a smoke up from Neon. Oh, no, there is not. It was just a ninja gear on Armel, it looks like. But both teams really tiptoeing around each other.
Yeah, I think both sides understand that it is on the razor's edge now. Only very slight advantage for TNC. They are up 1 racks, so I suppose that 1 lane constantly shoving in is fairly good for them compared to Neon. But Neon, again, you can't count them out. They've got good damage if you can line it up. TNC run a bit of a risk because of this Divine pickup on Gabby. But there's always a bit of a risk of overextending and getting punished. But in the meantime, just going to be farming around and not in a rush. Next Roche could be, again, the safe spot for both teams. still about 40 seconds off until we see its actual respawn. So we're gonna have to wait for that to pop up first. Gonna be a big Roche, and neither side wants to give that for free, but could run into each other here.
Yeah, bot lane, Natsumi, shackles out, does catch Febby on the Phoenix. He's a tanky boy though, he should be able to get the egg off, and does. They're going to try and focus it down. Tims is there with the Hex, play hard. The only one hitting the egg, it won't be enough. Now they'll turn back around onto the CK. He's pretty low. They'll go after Januel first. Play hard has kind of been left behind though, and should eventually die in the tree line, and does. Febby was able to get the egg off in time. There's no buybacks left on Neon. Not on those 3 heroes anyway. In fact, the only person with buyback is Tims on the Shaman. And that may be Q to go.
Yeah, there's not too much to worry about here. It really boils down to the fact that Natsumi went for a utility build and really tapered off in farm. So again, after the MKB, we saw the Lincolns come in. And after that, nothing for damage, which is why he struggles to even melt Febby. You really do need some backup there if you're going to jump him out. Unfortunate, but doesn't line up. TNC now with a slight lead. Will start to pull into the high ground. Nothing to worry about for about a minute 20. And the objectives just melt.
I don't believe...
What did it drop? Phase boots from Yopaj. Offering. An offering on the ground, Mike.
An offering on the ground from Yopaj. Please take the phase boots, leave my rats. Natsumi is going to try and go in by himself. It's the only play he has. He's probably going to die. Trying to go after Tims, but will go down. And TNC realized now, hey, we could probably just go finish this game. Play hard just got buyback, and so did Yopaj. So they're going to jump in now and try to make something happen. Yopaj going to get in on to Mel. More for that Wind Ranger. He is actually going to die. They do lose the Morphling. Play hard, BKB up, looking to go after Tims. In fact, he'll go after KP instead. Tims now looks to turn around. A nice X-save out from Febby. He does keep KP alive, and Gabby will jump back in after Yopaj, but doesn't quite get the kill. Still, Febby will be able to get it onto Skem. He'll probably die in the AA. Now Tims going back in with another Hex out onto Play hard, and here comes Superman, just stunning him up. That should be the end of the game, and Skem does call it. 57 minutes in, that will be game 1 of this online Rambulan. Going to the way of TNC, but John, we have a game 2.
Oh man, well, what a ride that first game. It looked good for Neon. Early, Scam had this huge streak on the AA. They dropped like flies towards the end. They never really contested Gabby's farm. Caused some issues. And Gabby just gets to bounce back in. Armel with the Ags, of course, did some bounce stuff. And it was a fun match to watch. I can't wait to see what both teams bring out for game number 2. And they're playing on the edge, but this doesn't even count for anything in the rankings. So you can just see how much both teams respect the tradition of the online fist fight, Mike.
Absolutely. Of course, John, with that, we are going to have to take a 10-minute break. But after that break, we will be back with one last game between these two. And then, of course, the series straight after that. But TNC versus Neon will continue after a short break. We'll see you all again very soon.